Alright, here we go with another one. Another moment to speak in peace. And just some thoughts jumping over my head that I just wouldn't want to wish to forget over time. There's a reason why I make these videos. And hopefully to keep making these videos and over time show a growth that's been going on with a singular person. That could, hopefully lead by example in some sort of way. So me being 26, I want to come in and talk about something young people don't tend to get is time within your work. We're all in the microwave era, and everyone right now is super consumer based. So everyone just wants more to be able to get more, to be able to have to go get more to get more. It's really the ultimate rat race. And something with young people, especially being under 25 and once they enter the workplace of any age that they do, and have put in only a couple years into the workforce, some people become entitled to more, and some people get complacent and become comfortable with what they got. And it'll be somewhere for years. You'll be like in the kitchen industry, where I come from. So I see a lot of the younger people come into the entry level, and I've come into places where my trainer would have been the person that's been at this station, the same station, for 2 years without moving whatsoever. And then that's a person that just doesn't have a foresight or even a means to push forward or become more. And it's worked out for me of being patient, so to say, and really just keep on working at the task that I'm doing and in the industry that I'm at. And like this is a shirt. I worked at this place. This place was making $100,000 a weekend at 50% capacity, at 50% and capacity during COVID of 2020. On a Monday was doing $30,000 in sales at 50% capacity on a damn Monday. So this was a real big eye opener when I worked at this place because we were so busy. But I worked at this place. It wasn't all together. I worked there for 2 years. Came back like 2 years later. Worked there for like 6 months as of last year was the 6-month part. And so at the time, let's just go from the beginning. Just a short time ago, 2014, I started working at this place called The Grind. And I had already coming out of high school with 4 years of culinary academy. So my clean as you go, my hustle while I walk around in the kitchen. Sorry, FPL's driving by. And so I was good at meticulous things. I was getting into the bigger kitchen now, and this place is real busy, but really, really small. But it was a place that already had people that had been there for years. I had really just got the job through my big brother because he was a server there, but was also good at being a cook. But I had already had the experience of being in kitchens like Cracker Barrel and Dunkin' Donuts before that year. 2014, I had graduated high school in 2013, just to know. And I was good at what I did, but since people had already been there for so long, there's some of the positions, like going to board cook, going to grill cook field, to go get some more money and learn, was hard due to them being veterans, and they already, the whole place was kind of cultured and stuck in the ways of these are the people that do it, and you are where you are, you get in where you fit in. So I'd hit my glass ceiling, but I made good money. But I had an opportunity to be able to get something under my resume of the kitchen man at the time, Primo. he knew he couldn't just like move me up because people were in the place that they were. But the owner owned the restaurant next door at 31 Supper Club. And at the time, they were shaky on if they needed another cook, but they needed another dishwasher. And I had to reprove myself of when I did touch the dish pit that I could, do that too. And so, with that being said, he knew I was a good cook, so he told the owner about me, and he got me an opportunity to work at both the Grind and 31 Supper Club, which the buildings were right next to each other. So there was some shifts where I would just take off one shirt, go put another in the bathroom, and come out, and I'd be at my next job. And what was really convenient with these jobs is I literally lived on the other side, the other street next over, or however the hell that said. But so that just it just puts, for young people, they need to understand that when you're young, you're not trying to be in the position of some entrepreneur or something like that, or you want to be building rapport and building a resume and be able to go into businesses when asking for application, to be asking someone to pay you to do something. It's easier to just already have told someone, I've already had people pay me for what you're looking for, and I did it for years. And once you are able to have these certain names in your resume, they already know you're at a certain level. Like for me, as of last year and this year, now I have literally Hardrock Hotel, and getting up to being a closing manager within 3 months when I was working there, and I worked there for over a year. Just at New Year's for Hardrock Hotel in Daytona, New Year's I had cooked 45 ribeye steaks. Yeah, to make some money for them. That was one night. We're not talking lambs and fillets and fish and all this other stuff. But so with that being said, that I bring that onto the table and tell them, what you're looking for, I have done. Now let's talk business. And you get that because then you walk into interviews, and you're not walking in there in interviews. You're walking in there in business deals. You're walking in there saying, I've done something. This is what you're looking for. All right, we're past that part. Now let's get to the part of what can you do for me. And so after I left the Grind, I started working at Bubba Gums, and then I gave up the Grind, and I started working at Oyster Pub. So I was working at Oyster Pub and Bubba Gums at the same time. In my city, they're literally in the same part of the city. And me, when I went to Bubba Gums, I only ended up becoming a prep cook. And they're busy as shit. Let you know, anyone tell you that worked at Bubba Gums, if you worked at Bubba Gums, of any means, you can motherfucking work. I'm telling you, coming into, you'd be 2 or 3 of us, be like probably 2 of us for prep at night, and it'd be literally, between us, we had to split a 21-hour list. So that's making sure to be doubling up and doing 2 to 3 things at once to make sure you make that 8 to 9 hour, 10 hour time frame to get out of work. And that's not including closing. But after them, because slow season came, and just know the Bubba Gums, they cut heads at Bubba Gums. And let's just say I didn't make the cut for that time. So that's 2016. No, I worked at the Grind for 2 years. So that's like 2017, 2018. Digging my memory box real fast. I left Oyster Pub. Well, I would be doing tree service. I'd be doing between jobs, like between having different jobs, I'd be doing car detailing, car washes, manual labor, landscaping, pressure washing. But Yeah, I know it's a red flag when someone says they've been at a lot of places and worked at a lot of places. Just know in the past 7 years, I worked at like 4 places, and I just worked a bunch of different little places between each job. I would be, because in this economy, you need 2 to 3 damn jobs to be working if you're gonna be living by your damn self sometimes. Especially when you're in the one particular state where their fucking minimum wage is only $7-8. So, okay, so yeah, I left for Oyster Pub and Bubba Gums. Did some labor stint, but then I remember it was 2017. I started working at Riptides, and because I worked there for 2 years, and me working at Metro Diner was at 2019. So working at Hardrock was 2020. Okay, so working at Riptides, very big eye opener. Because, like I said, when I'm talking about 2017 Riptides, they were still a little bit tad newer. Like I said, they were doing $100,000 in a weekend in 2020. So a little bit less numbers, but like I said, that was at 50% capacity. They hold over like 400 people in the damn restaurant. I remember that timing of that 2017 time when I was working there. It used to be sitting there 7 to 8 o'clock. They didn't close till 11. Talking about for 2 to 3 hours. Talking about 200 menus open, 280 menus open for hours. I'm talking about cooking my ass off. And I was so to say, a lot of people in the kitchen industry would know, I used to be the one playing Superman, saving every station, running around my head like a damn chicken with my head cut off. And a lot of people in the kitchen know, you get caught up in that, you be at the restaurant Superman, you gonna be looking like the biggest dummy because you gotta be wore the fuck out, and it wears on your damn body. You're talking about hours and hours of just twirling around, catching stations, running to a different station, be caught up in my station, run to another station, don't get no type of rest, run to another station, catch them up, put them on your back, go back to your station, catch back up, and be looking around the corner to catch up with some other team. I remember it would be me on pantry just to make sure, because I knew I had the speed to keep pantry alive and jump to any station. I remember going over to a fry station, and it'd be 4 to 6 people over there because it was busy as hell at Riptides. And me have to tell them all to move out of the way, and I would just bust the whole station down. They'd have like 15, 20 tickets up. I'm killing shit, walking away within 9-10 minutes, being like, all right, all y'all tickets are done. Just put everything onto the damn plates. Like, because coming from 4 years of culinary class, and the type of person I am when it comes to being in the kitchen, it used to be a very, very big pet peeve for, let's say you're a grill cook. You've had someone working next to you for 6 months to a year. They get over to your station to train, and they don't know nothing. 100% nothing. They're completely they might as well hire a new person to put them on your station. They've never seen you work or do nothing. And me always end up being a trainer. Let's say at the grind I was training, Oyster Pub I was training, Riptides I was a big time trainer, trained damn near everyone in that bitch that was coming after me. And so I just look back and just always learn from others. Always sat back and just learn. What the hell is he doing? Where's that at? They call for this big time order. Where do they get all these ingredients for it? Where do they make it? How do they make it happen? And just watch. And I'd come over to stations, and I'd be, when we were at salon, I'd be like, I just want to look where everything is. Because I would tell people, me as a trainer, I would tell people the best thing you can do is learn where everything is before you even have to end up training on that position. Because if you already know where everything is, you just need to put the damn food, and you know where the food looks like because you've seen it being done and made next to you all the time. All you have to do is learn how to put the food together. And so I tell people, like, cook, being online, being a cook, it's like being in an office to where your stuff is. If you know where everything else is in your damn office, with drawer to pull and this and that, you can work with your goddamn eyes closed. Like, really, if it wasn't for knives being in the kitchen, great cooks and chefs could work in the damn kitchen with a damn blindfold. And so let's keep on going with the work with overtime makes good karma and your work progress. So go from Riptides, not getting the money that I wanted. They didn't want to give me the raise. I was like, all right. So you got to get to a point in your life where you know your worth, and you know you're young, and you got time, and you don't got time to be playing. And I already knew, like, the one thing is, in the kitchen, they don't want people to talk about their money, but everyone talk about their damn money. And really, if you want to know where you're going to be at in the kitchen industry, go to the top dog, top chef, top cook, and see where their money at. Like, you're not going to get more than them. Because at the end of the day, people don't realize, especially young people, that are entitled, on the entitled side of the fence. They think you get a raise by how hard you work, or how long you've been working somewhere, or how much you know. No, you know nothing. A person gets paid based on how big of a problem they can solve for the company or the world of any significance. Why do you think lawyers get paid 100 times more than damn trashmen? No one in the world would ever say lawyers work harder than fucking garbage men. Why would you think that the CEO, or the GM gets paid more than the fucking servers and dishwashers, and they the hardest workers in the damn kitchen, in the damn restaurants? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that solve all the problems, the biggest problems of them all. And so, on to I leave Riptides. Yeah, I leave Riptides into 2018, like October, November. And I think I'm working for Randstad at the time. They're a temp job place. And I see on Indeed, this place, Metro Diner, and it says opening soon. I see the location is right by the Evolution Mall. I'm like, okay, cool, sounds legit. Okay, let's make this starting to wrap this up because my timing just keeps on ending at 25 minutes for my videos. Okay, so I go in. I'm going with the experience that I have now. That's all I've done. They hired me as a board cook. There's 7 of us training. How Metro Diner does their training when they're opening is they literally bring in a whole training team and train the people up for, I think it was like 2 weeks. There'd be a time when they put us in the kitchen and they'll literally tell the servers, type in everything on the menu. We got to get to work. Yeah, it was very effective. Just know that. I tell people the best way to learn in the kitchen is in an hour, in a 2 hour, 3 hour big ass rush. Because just know, you may not know what you're doing now, but just know you're going to make everything on your station at least 4 to 6 times. And you as a grown ass person, you're not going to ask for the 4th or 5th time how to do something within a 20-minute time span. Because you're gonna think to yourself that you look stupid. Within 30 minutes, I'd have made this thing 5 times. I'm gonna ask the person how to do the shit again. No, it don't make no sense. Well, it wouldn't make sense that you were competent enough to, continue executing the job without being trained for a very long, massive time. And so I get in, we're board cook. Let's just say, speeding up the time factor, they taught me a lot. Being the board cook, you're, the person putting all the food out, putting all the plates out, on your timing, on your ability to see the kitchen, know where all the kitchen is at, without actually being the one cooking the food. And so I ended up being the only person being a certified trainer on every station. I was the only one out of 7 board cooks left that had been trained in the beginning. And I had got this thing from the kitchen manager saying that the GM feels they can't make you a key manager, aka supervisor, because they left you alone in here that you'd be arguing with everybody. And I asked front of the house, and anyone of any front of the house place will tell you, Dre's not arguing with nobody. He's getting that food out. This food is not his. You can have all this shit for free. Yeah, I'm not arguing nothing. So you need 4 burgers, man. I'm not asking why, what, when, and where. I'm bet. It's already on the grill. Just give me a moment. And with me, I just took it as a prejudice thing because people of a certain race feel a certain other race is just a little more aggressive. And so I had just quit. I had already put in over a year, and they were hiring people on to become they were hiring people that I would train online to end up being my supervisor. So a real big slap in the face. Like, I remember they were making the girl key, and she had never been a line cook at all. And I'm literally training her to be my boss. So no, you don't see it in me. Too bad. So leave Metro Diner, and boom, start. And it was just a coincidence. I'm at my mom's Christmas party at the Hardrock, and I see the chef, and the chef is from 31 Supper Club. I was like, oh man, I 100% have a job. I go ask him, and some technical difficulties happened for a momentary time. That was around Christmas, and let's just say my starting time of end of February. And they already saw it. Well, the sous chef already saw it to me. He was like, I wanted you back because I saw the first day you were even here the other month that you were a quick learner. And you are trying to execute, and you already come with some sort of knowledge that I don't have to explain certain stuff to you. And I just fast forward 3 months into it. I'm asking about raises. They say they only give raises out on January. And I'm like, so y'all want to give people raises on a professional level, but you're not giving no professional money. I'm starting out at $13 an hour. The people around here are telling me that they've been here for 2-3 years, and they start at 11. And this is where the breaking point. When I told you before, I say go and ask how the money is going for your leaders in the restaurant. Sous chef was mad one day, so on the talk too much, says too much because they end up running out of stuff to say. He ended up telling me that he hadn't got a raise for the past 2 years. I don't know if it was true or false, but for me, I'm like, for the past year, you've been talking to me about you trying to get me in the right space so I can make some more money at this place. I'm like, you're not making no money. And when I tell you the way of the sous chef was running the whole restaurant, I had took over the damn kitchen so much that the executive chef was leaving 4 or 5 o'clock every day since I had damn near started working there. And he used to always be there all day, every day. And I was being on the grill and flat top at this time, and I was working my ass off, and I was making the sous chef barely had to fucking work. I mean, everyone likes leisure there, and even how the executive chef said, when we lost Ford, I didn't know what we was gonna do. But when D told me, you worked that fucking grill like a motherfucker, I couldn't believe it till I seen it with my own eyes, and you worked that motherfucker. But months go by, I'm trying to throw my weight around finally to get some damn business done and talk with some money. And the sous chef told me that the executive chef isn't seeing it in me and this and that. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna waste my time no more. Quit. No, I didn't even quit. I went and got an interview at Stonewood. I started off as $1 more, and I quit. And then 30 days later, I got a raise to $15 an hour, and now 60 days later, still on salad station. Just remember that. I'm still on salad station with all the knowledge I have. Still on salad station, and they just gave me another raise up to $17 an hour. And I worked sauteed 2 times. I've been making salads and desserts for 6 months now. And that's what I mean. That working hard over time will end up good in your favor. It just will. Hard work isn't the main capacity for success, but when you're young, it's damn near the only thing that makes you seem like you have close to anything to success. Hard work is only 20% of the factor for success. But guess what? The type of success when you start talking about success, isn't obtainable when you're 20 years old. So this success I'm talking about is what the hell a 20-year-old is supposed to be chasing. to be able to say I'm 26 years old and I have 12 years experience in a industry, so my job security for when I want to create a family is 100% locked in. And that's part of success. Now, if I want to become my own person, I can go make my own business, start cooking on my own. I have the knowledge, I have the background, and I have managers I can literally go to and tell them, do you remember me working hard here? Could you please put the word out that I'm trying to push my own thing? And they know about the work that I've put in. When I left Riptides and I came back last year when I was working at Hardrock and Riptides at the same time. I did 700 hours in 2 months. Come on. You gotta work. I just literally got offended by telling my boss at Stonewood I want to do these 2 doubles. And they said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "What the hell you mean, am I sure? I did 700 hours in 2 months last year." Like, that's what they expect from men of my age, and really in general. Like, could you really sit here and do 2 doubles in a row? And that's the type of thing we have to quit. That's why they're not giving people money, because they don't expect better from people. They just expect you to do what you can do to get through your day. And breaking that cycle will begin with this generation. If you can see farther into what you actually need to be doing for the generation.